Hey everyone, we're here at Hi-Tec Oil's Toowoomba Speedway for the opening night of the 2023-2024 Australian Sprint Car season. It's a bit chilly right now. It's about 5 to midnight right now. Awesome night of racing, a stacked field of cars. In the end, it was Lockie McHugh who got the feature race win. He was pretty dominant there in the end. He looked so good. He could move around over Ryan Newton, who was impressive early on, and Brock Hallett, who stayed in the top three the entire race. So awesome night of racing. A lot of good cars here this weekend. McHugh, obviously, new car design. Same with Veal, who's been racing over in the States. Jock Goodyear, who has been impressive in Darwin, winning 3 out of 4 Chariots of Thunder races. Brock Hallett, who's a defending Classic champion, ended up winning a feature race there in Darwin as well. We had Marcus Dumsney making a return, Ian Madsen coming off the back of a strong showing in the States as well. Jordan Charge, who's looked pretty good in that number 60 car early on. So a really, really strong, tough field here at Toowoomba. A lot of improvements have also been done during the off-season here at Hi-Tec Oil's Toowoomba Speedway, and one guy we caught up with was the general manager, Ryan Harris, to talk about a bit of that. Hey Rhino, there's a pretty cool vibe here at Toowoomba this year, isn't there?
Yeah, it's just really cool actually. The support we've had's been phenomenal, so it's a great way to start the year. Everyone's excited, everyone's pumped about what's to come, so we've got a great opportunity obviously, so bring it on, eh?
You guys are always doing work here at the track, but I know during this off-season, in particular, you did a bit of upgrades, and we can see behind you the blue seats. What other work have you done?
Yeah, we did that. We got we've got a sort of 5 and 10 year business plan we're sort of working towards, and we set aside some money for capital works that we do around here. So the big project was rerunning all the bore and electrical just to sort of future-proof with the water and that. We did that. We did heaps of things around here. We've rewired the place. The sound's been redone. So
wow.
yeah, there's a lot of cool things sort of been going on around here, and we'll just keep working on all that stuff as we look to future-proof, and lots of beautification projects going on as well with gardens and all those kind of things. So it's important. You wouldn't think we're in the middle of a drought, like the car park is dead, and we've got beautiful green lush grass on the hills, so it's really cool.
And obviously the support of all the drivers and teams, and obviously all the fans here. I only just got here a little while ago, but it's packed.
Yeah, pre-sale tickets gone nuts, and next weekend's even busier. So, but when you roll out, 40 to 50 of the best sprint car drivers in the country, my job's pretty easy to get people to come and watch it, right? So, I can't wait. It's going to be an awesome show, and just thank everyone that makes it all possible. The format was single car qualifying, so I love that. It's so cool to see cars go out for single car qualifying. We don't see a lot of that here in Australia. 3 heats of racing tonight, straight up, so cars are fastest, start up the front, slowest at the back. Only 3, about 30 sprint cars, full-blown sprint cars. We obviously had the development sprint cars here tonight as well. The top 2 go to the Stars Dash, so that's 6 cars in total will go to the Stars Dash, and then you've got 3 to 5 go through to the Mid-Pack Dash, and then the rest of the field went through to the Last Chance Showdown, or the B-Main, whatever you want to call it. It was the top 2 from the Mid-Pack Dash who go through to the Stars Dash, and then that locks in the top 15 cars for the feature race, and then the next 5 cars come through that Last Chance Showdown. So 20 cars locked into the 30-lap feature race. Started off with qualifying. The track started quite low, and then it widened up a bit, and slowly it slowed up a little bit. So the later you went out, the track did slow down a little bit. Jordan Charge was super impressive, doing a 10.606, which is just 0.2 off the track record, and that just goes to show you just how incredibly fast the track was here tonight, and it really didn't slow up too much throughout the entire night. Cars moving around a fair bit. Hallett was fast in the middle. Man, his car just it just seemed to flow so much throughout the corner. I was really impressed with Brock Hallett and what he managed to do. He was out towards the end of qualifying. Only 30 cars for qualifying, so it shouldn't change too much anyway. We also saw a nice job by Kratzman, who was out very late, and he ran on the very bottom of the racetrack and did a good job there. So bit of a mix for qualifying. Couple of disappointing cars for qualifying, I thought, was Luke Oldfield, ended up 20th out of the about 30 cars, and then we had Jock Goodyear, who was in, I think it was like the last 5 cars as far as time-wise for qualifying. So the defending Australian champion to be in those last 5 is something that I don't think anyone expected. As for the heat races, Jordan Charge, he started off the front but jumped the original start, so he had to get put back a row for the restart. Newton won that in the end. Jock Goodyear
managed to move forward, but only managed 6. And as I said before, with the format, not finishing in the top 5, ended up going into the last chance showdown. And Dylan Menz, who was running in, I think, 2nd place in that heat race, he ended up pulling in too. So that helped out Goodyear, but still not good enough to make the show straight up. Heat 2 went to Ian Madsen. McHugh mowed him down a fair bit, almost got by, but ended up 2nd. And Oldfield, just like Jock Goodyear, ended up 6 and going to the last chance showdown. And then for Heat 3, we had Jai Corbett, who had an electrical issue just before the start there and had no idea what was wrong with it. So he actually didn't end up starting a DNS for his heat race. So really just hampering his night, and he was just going to have to move forward and do what he could, being locked into the last chance showdown then. So he didn't run the heat race, but it was Brock Hallett who looked good in that heat race. Not a bad night really for him so far, winning that heat race. We did manage to catch up with a driver though, and it was Jordan Charge, who's parked just over here to our left, who's just gotten inside that number 60 car and doing a fantastic job. Wanted to ask him about qualifying and obviously the heat race too. Here's what he had to say. Hey mate, you look good in qualifying. What happened there?
Oh, I'm assuming I had a bit of a cheeky start, even though I believe every start was the same, but just obviously the outside car didn't want to go, and unfortunately it just sort of sets us up for a bad night. So obviously a quick time to start of the night, and then end up I think 3rd or 4th in our heat. So I think we're in the A, which is good, but not where we wanted to be. We probably had a pretty good car to be a bit further up, but we'll see how we go in the feature. I'm pretty, hopefully I can move forward a fair bit.
You look good in qualifying.
Yeah.
Did you feel good?
Yeah, I felt pretty good in qualifying. I missed it a little bit in the heat race. I think the car would come to me the way the track's going away at the moment, so I'm actually pretty excited for this A-Main, that's for sure.
What do you think of this track? It's your first time here?
It's different. Well, to be honest, I'm driving it similar to Simpson. You sort of got to like let off coming into 3, really rotate the car, and then you can get back on it. But it actually surprises me how tight that corner is in a sprint car. Like it just seems to really grip your car up that much. It just wants to pull you to the right. So it's a little bit hard to get used to. 1 and 2 is just pretty much flat out. So, but yeah, no, it's a fun track. Hopefully, as I said, it gets a bit racier towards the end of the night, and hopefully we can, as I said, move forward.
You've been strong ever since you got in this car. You've only done a handful of races.
Yeah.
But are you enjoying it?
Yeah, mate, this car's really cool. It's been really quick for me with the whole motor package and the car itself. It's actually been unreal. I've been really comfortable in the car. As I said, it's fast. And honestly, Ken's doing an amazing job. Obviously, all my family, they put in a lot of hours as well. So everyone's doing their bit, and hopefully we just keep on going with this momentum.
What's the plans for schedule this season?
No idea. Absolutely no idea. Originally we were going to do World Series, but obviously that's not happening. Wow. So we were actually nominated to be a contracted driver originally. We were one of the first to be showing interest. So, but at this stage, I think we'll just pick and choose shows, do a bit of travelling. Probably going to try and come up here for the Red Hot Summer, all being well. And then maybe go to Perth, and then see where it leads off from there. So
enjoy.
Thanks, mate. Thank you.
It was then time for the mid-pack dash. Now, this was a little bit different to what I guess most people who are probably watching this video are really used to, but basically cars from 7th through to 15th were in a dash, and wherever they finish is where they'd start the feature race, and then the top 2 of that would tag on the back of the other 6 cars for the Stars Dash, so the top 8 cars, and they'd both of those dashes were 6 laps. The mid-pack dash was won by Jordan Charge, quick time, and Jamie Veal. He ended up 2nd, so they both transferred through. They tagged the back of the Stars Dash. That was won by Brock Hallett. It ended up being Hallett, Newton, McHugh, Ian Madsen, Veal and Charge, and then Michael Stewart, who's just behind us here as we're in the pits as everyone's packing up. It's just past midnight now. And in front of Prosser there for the Stars Dash. The track really started to widen up there from the start of those dashes all the way through to just at the start of the B main. Really, the track went from everyone racing to jump on the bottom to the track really starting to widen up and cars spreading out onto the top and sliding through the middle. So we actually started to realize that, hey, we're going to have a racetrack here for the feature race as well. Ended up being Oldfield, Goodyear, Corbett, Trent Vardy and Tyler Stralo transferring from the B main, so they were the last 5 cars to join what would then be the 20-car field for the 30-lap feature race. It was a stacked feature with the cream pretty much really already on top. We had cars, obviously guys like Oldfield and Goodyear and Corbett expected to come through the field, but it was still stacked right up front. We had Newton, who looked the best I've seen him early on in that feature race, and he looked really in control. He's always had a lot of speed, and as I said in commentary tonight, he's had the speed, but it's more about the control of the car and also controlling what's happening in the race. And I really thought that he set a really good speed there early on. Hallett stayed with him, but just couldn't really make a solid move on him to try and get to the lead there. And it was McHugh that was able to make a move on Hallett on a restart, and now that restart was after the only real big wreck of the night, and that was between Jack Bell, who got into the wall and crashed, and then Michael Stewart got into him. Both of them had chassis damage in the end, so hopefully we'll see both of them back next week for round 2 and 3 of the Thunder on the Downs here at Toowoomba. But it was McHugh who made a move on Newton with just a handful of laps to go and seemed to drive away, and really it was McHugh who just could really maneuver the car around, run the top, run the bottom, get through traffic, and did an impressive job. So we were able to speak to the top 3 straight after the feature race. We spoke to McHugh in the pits, and we spoke to Newton and Hallett out on the infield to get their reaction. And we also caught up with former Australian sprint car champion Marcus Dumsney after it was just his first race back since injuring himself here at Toowoomba at the end of last season. Check it out. Not a bad run.
Yeah, nah, it's good to... I had real good car speed the whole time, just, I guess lap cars sometimes get in your way, and then sometimes they go your way, sometimes they don't. Just got caught up there, and it was alright, it was good.
Are you happy with your start to the season?
Oh yeah, 100%, like we struggled heaps in Friday night practice, but good drive, mate. Changed it all back to the notes that we had from previous year, and rolling around real good now, so it's good.
Did you feel like it was just the traffic where you lost the race, or did you feel like?
Yeah, 100%. If it had got past that car a little bit quicker, I reckon it would have been sweet, because they were rolling around pretty good there.
You looked good early on, and obviously fell back to third.
Yeah. No, not really. We need to win these races, so we put ourselves in a good spot and had a really good car all night. So a little disappointed, but got to be happy with third here. A lot of good competition here this weekend. So we'll work on a few things and come back next week, hopefully a little bit better.
Where do you feel like you need to be better?
Probably just on the long run. So I just felt like I didn't have the car under me tonight, in that feature race, and Ryan was sort of getting away, and then we got to traffic and had a bit of a race on, and then I probably just didn't have anything at the end. Sort of probably a bit good early and struggled a bit at the end of the race. So we'll take notes and be better next week.
Run us through that feature race. You look good. You can move around. Hey.
Yeah, definitely. Actually felt really average at the start of the race, and I was struggling to hold on to it, to be honest. I was just happy to hold my own and not lose any spots, and was really hoping when fuel load came off we got better, which we did. And obviously saw Jamie run the bottom there one lap and sort of pull up next to me in 1 and 2, so I sort of started hitting that line and got by Brock, and probably lucky with the lap traffic a bit. I was right there with Ryan, but I don't know if I would have got by him in clean air. But the lap car sort of helped us out a bit there.
What's this car feel like compared to the car you've just been running in the States? Obviously done a bunch of races over there.
Definitely a lot different, like different chassis and different tyres especially, and so everything sort of adds up, and a bit of a different feel, but they're all sprint cars and they essentially do the same thing, so it's never too big of a jump, I find, anyway.
Was there any kind of real complaints tonight on the car side of things? You obviously said you struggled a little bit early on in the feature, but the fuel load's going to burn off. You're pretty happy overall how you finished that race? Yeah,
definitely, I think, the first 14 or so laps really struggled, and getting through the centre of the corner, and but once that fuel load came off, it was really easy to drive, and I could start increasing my entry speeds and stuff as the race went on, so pretty happy with it, how it all went. Your
first race back
Yeah.
Obviously not ideal the way things finished last time you were here, but top 8, happy?
Yeah. Just, happy to just be rolling out here with a straight car and just keep building confidence back up from here. It's not the worst night, so back mixed it with everyone, so just can't complain. Just got to get work on getting the car a little better, but first race back, so it's, at the end of the day, I think we should be pretty happy with where we're at, and I think we'll be good next week.
Pretty long off season for you, and preparing your body. How are you feeling?
Yeah, no, I'm feeling pretty solid. Just got to work on the mental side of things, get that right. But it'll all come just with time. So yeah, just keep chipping away at it week by week, and we'll get there.
Has it knocked around your confidence a bit? Is that what you're getting at, or?
No, not necessarily. Just starting again, really, with car setups and all that. I was pretty confident heading in the night, but it didn't go the way it seems. I was like, I guess we've got to put in more work than we originally thought. But that's alright, it's all part of it, so I think we'll be fine. Just keep chipping away.
What's your schedule like for this year?
Don't know yet. It was pretty Sydney orientated, but now it's going to be travelling a fair bit, so isn't really locked in to say what we're going to do just yet. But we'll probably go into Warrnambool a bit, and I don't know, just everywhere where everyone else is probably for the most part. Travel where the big races are at. It's about the only option we got. So maybe go to Perth later in the year. See how we go.
Sucked to see you hurt here at the end of last year, and it's good to see you back, mate. Good job.
Thank you. Cheers.
Yeah, cool to hear from those guys, especially Marcus. I thought after it was a bit of a quiet night, finishing 8th, but really good to see him back here. No one likes to see a driver hurt, so. An unfortunate end for him at the end of last season, and good to see him back, and hopefully, like he said, he can build some confidence up. Hopefully the guy's mucking around on the PA. Hopefully that doesn't pick up. But some of the rigs are going to stay here for next week. If you haven't watched tonight, make sure you catch us next week for round 2 and round 3. It's the Saturday and Sunday night on clayperview.com. We'll be covering all of that. So hopefully we'll see you guys watching. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. Comment below in the comment section what you guys would like to see. Make sure you share this around, like the video, and we'll see you then.